I think cities have to become smarter, and the dumb cities have to stop being dumb. And I think what you're going to see is the application of technology in various places to make cities more responsive to people, to allow cities to pay attention to what's going on, so that instead of politicians simply saying what they think is going on, you actually have the data, the real data that says, actually people do this, they want this, they're going here, they're wasting energy here, they need food here, they're not getting what they need over here. We have the technology now in smart cities to really monitor where the crime actually is, as opposed to where we think it is, where the poverty actually is, where the difficulties in the transportation system actually are, as opposed to just what somebody's saying. And so what smart cities do is pay attention to the real data and then use that data to develop political solutions that improve people's quality of life. Beyond that, I think you also have really interesting, exciting things like lighting systems that respond to people walking by. You've got healthcare systems that monitor not only who's sick and when there needs to be an ambulance, but who's behaving in ways that develop bad habits that could produce problems with obesity and diabetes that will have an impact on the system. I think the more technology allows people to get involved in the politics of the city, the more participation, I think, helps to democratize things and to give everybody a stake in the outcome. I think New York experienced this in the 1970s, where New York was a series of neighborhoods, all of which looked to the past as like, that was a great time, this time is terrible, and everybody was hunkered down in their own neighborhoods, and there was not a sense of community, and the city suffered, had the worst crime. There was poverty, there was deterioration of infrastructure and services. And then all of a sudden, in the 90s, through growth of the 80s and a real responsible sense of we're in this together in New York, and with the application of some technologies, what you found is by the time you got to the 90s, when there were serious riots in the United States in places like Los Angeles and Seattle, it didn't happen in New York. People were surprised because people expected it to happen in New York, but it didn't happen in New York. And when people look back and ask themselves why, it was because people were more involved. Everyone was feeling more like this is a community, not like a series of ghettos or barrios or neighborhoods. It was a community, and that was the good thing.